Hello students, hope you all are well. Today we are going to start the second lesson of civics. So please take out your books and open up the second lesson of civics, and please keep that in mind that this time you are going to get the questions from between the lesson. So just go through the lesson properly so that you could easily answer the objective questions. Fine. So let's start with the second lesson of civics. Open up your books, and the lesson is understanding secularism. Fine. So from the earlier times, when humans start living in community, they started to adopt some or the other method to govern themselves, to follow some rules so that they could easily live. Fine. So to have some sort of government, there were many types. Some countries adopted the form of government in which they gave much importance to the religions, some particular religion, and some other countries adopted such a measures, such a government, so that they did not give much importance to some particular religion. Fine. So where there was where the importance was given to some particular religion, those countries were known as the theocratic or non-secular, and the countries where the people of all the religions, of all the faiths were given equal importance came to be known as the secular. Fine. This word we have already studied in the first lesson of civics. Fine. So this is not very new to you. So what do you mean by secularism? The place, the country where all the people of varying religions or varying faiths, that means of different religions and different faiths, have their equal rights and they all are respected equally. It's not like that only one particular religion is going to be respected or have more rights as compared to the others. Fine. That is why secularism is equal rights to all religions and faiths. Fine. Now our next topic is understanding secularism. Now the word secularism was first introduced by George Jacob Heliok in 1851. Although this word was not very new to us, because in our Upanishads only we came across with the word Sarv Dharma Sambhav. That means all the religions are equal. Fine. So that means to say that this word was not very new for us, but this word secularism was introduced for the first time by George Jacob Heliok in 1851, and he did not wanted to bring down the Christianity by introducing this word, but he wanted to give the equal rights to all the religions and all the faiths in the country. Fine. So if we want to understand, since secularism is a new idea, new political and constitutional idea, so there are two features to understand secularism. Those two features are, first one is that every person has a right to adopt any religion and have the right to practice his or her religion freely. No one is going to stop him or her. And the second one is that the state and the religion should be very much separated from each other. That means the state itself will not have any religion. That means to say that in the state that the government is not going to follow any particular religion or not going to support any particular religion. All the religions are equal for the state. State over here means the country. Fine. So all the religions in the country will be equal, and all the people of any religion, of any faith, will be given equal rights and equal respect. So these are the two features which new word secularism has, and these features are very important to understand secularism. Fine. Now our next topic is positive ideals in a secular society. So if we see a secular society like ours, like India, what we see, that there are few things which are very much positive to bring up the society, to develop the society. Fine. So what are those things? First is, where there is secularism, there people of all religions and all faiths are given equal respect and equal right. There is equality between the individuals. No one is less or more to another person. Fine. Then each and every citizen or each and every person of the country will have the right to increase his knowledge, to do as he want to do, or to bring up himself in whichever faith or beliefs he want to. Fine. And the last, the breaking of the differences, or there should be the bridge that is being to be made between the caste and the class differences. Fine. That means to say that the caste and the class differences should end up. Fine. So these are the positive ideals of the secularism. Now we need to understand, why is secularism important? It is important because if we see any country, whether it is India or any other country, there are more than one religion in almost all the countries. Fine. So some of the religions are there whose people are in greater number, and some religion and people of some religions are in lesser number. That means some are in majority and some are in minority. Majority means the people of same particular religion are in more number, though that community is said as majority community, and the people of some particular religion are in less number, that community is said as minority community. Fine. So if we are not following secularism, then what will happen, especially in democracy, that the community that is in majority, that means the people of some particular religion who are in greater number, will most of the time come to the government from the elections. Fine. And then in that case, what could happen? That those people, those majority, the people in majority who are having the greater number of their religion, then they will start discrimination or start creating problems with the minority communities. Fine. They can also start killing the people of the minority communities. That means there could be the situation of fight. Fine. So that is why, to avoid such a situation, to avoid such conflicts between the majority community and the minority community, and to bring them together, there is the need of secularism, which gives equal respect and rights to all the people, whether the people are of minority community or the majority community. That means no matter even a single person is having some particular different faith in the country, he or she will be given same importance if the as the other people or the people of other religions or faiths are being given. फाइन. अगर किसी एक पर्सन की भी अलग फेथ है, अलग बिलीफ है, अलग रिलीजन है और वो कंट्री में है, तो उसको भी उतनी ही इम्पोर्टेंस मिलेगी, सेम राइट्स मिलेंगे जो कि बाकी के ज़्यादा, यानी कि जो लोग ज़्यादा नंबर में हैं या जो लोग सेम रिलीजन को ज़्यादा नंबर में फॉलो कर रहे हैं, उनको जो राइट्स मिलते हैं. फाइन. सो दैट इज़ वाई सेक्युलरिज्म इज इम्पॉर्टेंट इन डेमोक्रेसी. I have already understood secularism, the word and the meaning of its word, and why is it important. Now we need to understand how is it practiced in India. Before the coming of Britishers, their religion and politics was inseparable in India. Fine. That means the both religion and politics were connected to each other. But with the Britishers, with the coming of the Britishers, the Indian mind came to understand the meaning and the importance of secularism. Fine. So, beginning of the constitution making, the word secular was not added to our constitution, and with the 42nd amendment this word secularism was added to the preamble of the Indian constitution. This we have already studied in the first lesson. Fine. And this word then came as the important word in our constitution. Fine. So how does it work in our Indian constitution, in our Indian context? So there are some features, there are some points which we need to understand. The first thing is that in India, every religion is given equal respect and importance. That means no matter whatever religion you are following, whatever faith you have, you as a citizen of the country have equal rights and you will be equally respected. Fine. Next thing is that you are free to follow any religion, whatever religion or faith you want to follow, and you can preach your religion. Fine. Or spread your religion. Then next is that India as a country is not going to have any particular religion. That means there will be no official religion of the country or the state. State over here, as I have already told you in the first lesson only, when I say state in civics, sorry. So that means that state is country. Fine. So and state over here means the country. The country India is not going to have any official religion of its own, and the government which is being formed is not going to promote any particular religion. That means the government from its rules and regulations is not going to promote some particular religion. No religious group is going to govern the country. And one more thing is that we as a citizen of the country, whatever religion we belong to, are equal in front of law. Fine. Now the last topic of this particular lesson is secularism in India and USA, a comparison. So if we see in India and USA, the secularism is being followed in two different ways. In USA, the government is not allowed to participate in any matter of the religion. That means no matter whatever the problem is, whatever the issue is, the government is not going to interfere in the religious affairs. Fine. But it is not completely so in India. In some places, although secularism is being followed in India also, but in some places where there is some sort of social issues or some sort of social problems seen by the government in various times, the government is going to interfere in the religious matters in India. For example, you can take the examples of removing of sati system, dowry system. So what are these? These were the malpractices or the wrong things which were being followed by the people of some particular religion, and these were to be removed by the government only, and this was done beside being the secular country. Fine. So issues were there, they formed different codified rules for the different religions in India, and those are still being followed in some or the other way. For example, the madrasa education in the Muslim community is still allowed, and the people are studying in the madrasas. Fine. Then the second example is that the Sikhs, they are not forced to wear the helmet while driving the two-wheeler, so that they could easily follow their own religious faiths. Fine. So in a way, we the Indians, the Constitution of India has given the tolerance in the secularism. That means that we are following the secularism, but there is some flexibility in our secularism as compared to the secularism followed in USA. We are following secularism. We are not giving importance to some particular religion, but on the same hand, if there is some social issues, the government is interfering in the religious beliefs. Fine. So this was all for this particular lesson. You need to go through this lesson properly. So please do that and stay safe, stay home. Thank you.